So get us started with what your members are telling you. How concerned are they about this national security law in Beijing, and whether they're drawing up contingency plans about their business in the city?
Well, I think everybody's starting the week in Hong Kong feeling somewhat sensitive and concerned. So many questions unanswered. And last week we had two huge cans of worms in terms of announcements. First, the national security law being passed by Beijing for Hong Kong, and then the U.S. saying they no longer view Hong Kong as autonomous enough to merit special treatment. That opens up such a large number of questions on both fronts. What's the future of Hong Kong going to feel like for businesses? Which side of that, the national security law and the questions that brings about the security of doing business here, and also that special treatment by the U.S., if that goes away, what would that mean? So many unanswered questions right now.
So what are you members doing given all of the uncertainty? Are they rushing for the exits?
No, we're not seeing a rush for the exits at all. What we're seeing generally is everyone first digesting the news, and then second of all, looking at their footprint in Hong Kong and thinking through whether that ought to change, reevaluating, and looking to the months ahead. First of all, China is a very important market for many American companies. Hong Kong is also connected to Southeast Asia, which is an increasingly important market. And many American companies have been in Hong Kong for many years. It is a positive experience, an excellent place to do work. It's just that in the last year, no one seems to have been able to catch a break between the protests and the growing tensions with China and the coronavirus, etc. So it will take some time for people to digest the impact. And also what we really hope is that we will hear more details from Beijing on this national security law and what that will mean in terms of specifics, and then from Washington, actual specifics in terms of how this special trade relationship and economic relationship could actually be unwound, because it's not like just flipping a switch and it's done. There are many, many aspects of this special economic relationship.
Tara, is there much consultation going on in Hong Kong between business and community leaders within the financial field, talking to, say, pro-democracy activists, talking to members of LegCo to see whether there could be any consultation with Beijing on how this is implemented?
Well, I know that many business groups will meet. We have an international business committee. We'll be seeing a senior official in the government later today for their explanation of how they see the national security law unfolding. Generally, amongst the business community, we don't get involved in politics. It's our job to really advocate for business in Hong Kong. So to go ahead and go around lobbying individual legislators is a little bit tricky. We don't want to go there. However, we do want to see if there could be any type of action that Hong Kong could take, the Hong Kong government could take, to essentially bring some more light to what this national security law would mean. We haven't heard anything yet. The Hong Kong government is simply reassuring people in Hong Kong, or trying to reassure international business that there won't be any changes, but there's no details there at all.
Is there also any kind of, I suppose, thought from your membership, the people and the companies that you speak to, that some sort of version of a security law would in fact lend some stability to the city and to the business environment after what's been a very tumultuous 12 months?
Well, certainly nobody has enjoyed the violent protests. That's been bad for Hong Kong's image and bad for business. But the national security law opens up a lot of uncertainty. If you're doing business in mainland China, you know the rules of the road. You know what you can do and what you can't do. But bringing this national security law into Hong Kong, unless there are some real explanations of what it's going to mean and specific areas that could be affected, then it leads to uncertainty.